All right, so we're in week 6 already. This is the week of the wedding. I think I mentioned that in my first video, that my daughter is getting married this week. So I will be non-responsive on Saturday. Maybe I'll send you a picture of it, what it looks like. But this week you are still working on your book and reading that book, and then you've got a couple of things to read about, kind of extending the community of what you're doing in technology to kind of make connections. So I picked out a few of the people that I follow and really, really like as examples of, you might want to follow them or you might want to have your own, but just some ideas of what I look for when I'm looking for technology leaders. So I'm looking to build my own skills. There's no way to stay current with everything that's going on. It's impossible. You've got to build your skills on a continual basis. I want to know about new technology. One of you guys did a thing on Seesaw, and I thought, that's wonderful. I went on there and found out a little bit more and created my own account. But if I don't connect with people, I don't know about the new technologies because there's just so many of them. There's no way to keep up. It's important to build an online community, that people that you can connect with, and then building that network. So when you want somebody to come speak in your school district, or you want to go speak someplace, you've got a network that you can connect with. So that's one of the reasons you want to connect with other people, or a couple of reasons. So I saw George at Q this last year, and I have a little clip of him speaking there. And he wrote the book, The Innovator's Mindset. He's a principal, working principal. He does Monday nights on YouTube, and this is the class that he hosts with another teacher, and they talk about innovation in the classroom. He is great, and I think if you worked for him, he'd kind of put you on fire a little bit. But let's just listen to what he says about using social media with kids. And he was doing a presentation in a large group setting using Twitter, and it wasn't exactly going well for him at the beginning. So let's just listen.
I want to tell you this because it's very crucial. The first thing I thought when going through this process, shut it down. They've blown it. And then I caught myself, I'm like, am I really shutting this down because of 3 kids out of 2,000? Which, by the way, we do all the time. Okay? So I got to redirect. And I don't know these kids. I can't call these students out because they could be very popular, and that could mean 2,000 high school students turning on me. Oh my God, nightmare. Okay? So I got to redirect. And so within the context of the room, within the context of my talk, I said, every single one of you can have a significant impact on me. And when I was a teacher, you know how I measure this? If you were my student, if I saw you outside of school, would I actually cross the street to come talk to you? Would I go out of my way to connect with you? Because that shows me you've made a positive impact on me. I actually hope I'm the person you would cross the street to come talk to. This kid tweets this: I like the way you present your message. It's really entertaining and informative. I stop everything and say, where's Mr. Sauce? And this kid who's standing like way over there stands up, and I said, what is your name, sir? And he said, EDUT. I said, you have no idea the impact you just had on me. Thank you. But it wasn't just me. It's all these other kids who start bombarding this hashtag with literally any compliment they can say to me, like, love your sweater, anything. And what is fascinating about this is not only what you can see, it's what you can no longer see. They actually ensured those other kids didn't tweet a thing again, because the other students made a stand. This is not acceptable. This is not what we're doing, and we're not going to walk away. And at the end of the day, EDUT gets these kids together, and they do a cup song to thank me for my time. And here's what I learned from these kids, because I let them teach me. You need to make the positives so loud that the negatives are almost impossible to hear. And this is so crucial. And I'm not only talking about students right now. I'm talking about teachers. A lot of times we have a couple negative people on our staff. We tailor everything to them so they won't whine. Ignore them and move on. Okay? And this is the thing, is that you're going to come back. You're going to leave this conference. You're going to leave this conference with these amazing ideas. Do not let people rain on your parade. Go make it happen. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thanks.
So I like George. I like his positive message, and I like that he's willing to innovate on things that don't always work out well the first time, because they don't a lot of times. I know you've seen Sir Ken Robinson. He talks about creativity in schools. I was introduced to him by my daughter. She's an artist and did not feel a lot of times in school that she was being connected with or given the ability to speak in the best way that she feels most powerful in. And she introduced me to The Element, Finding Your Passion. And then he's just got a new book out called Out of Our Minds, The Power of Being Creative. I know you've heard him before. I'm just going to play a little bit of his message here, but a very positive speaker. I'm gonna go forward a little bit.
How this may play out. I have an interest in education. Actually, what I find is everybody has an interest in education. Don't you? I find this very interesting. If you're at a dinner party and you say you work in education, actually you're not often at dinner parties, frankly. If you work in education, you're not asked, you know, and you're never asked back, curiously. That's strikes me. But if you are, and you say to somebody, they say, what do you do? And you say, you work in education, you can see the blood run from their face. They think, oh my God, you know, why me? Yes. My one night out all week. But if you ask people about their education, they pin you to the wall. Because it's one of those things that goes deep with people. Am I right? Like religion and money and other things. So, I have a big interest in education, and I think we all do. We have a huge vested interest in it, partly because it's education that's meant to take us into this future that we can't grasp. If you think of it, children starting school this year will be retiring in 2065. Nobody has a clue, despite all the expertise that's been on parade for the past 4 days, what the world will look like in 5 years' time. And yet we're meant to be educating them for it. So the unpredictability, I think, is extraordinary. And the third part of this is that we've all agreed, nonetheless, on the really extraordinary capacities that children have.
Okay, so just really into personalized instruction and making sure that schools are creative and doing what they need to do for kids, not just what they need to do for teachers. So he's got a lot of information in education about how to really transform what we're doing. Ian Jukes blew my mind the first time I heard him. He's been a speaker for a long time. He's a futurist. He'll talk about, if you ever get the chance to see him, go see him. But he talks about what's coming out in the future and the different technologies and sciences will just blow your mind. He's one of the first people that talk about the digital generation. So we're just going to listen to a little part of what he has to say here.
That because of digital bombardment, because of the pervasive nature of digital experience today, that these children have become screen agers. This is the first generation in Singapore history that has actually grown up with a mouse in their hands, combined with an assumption that images on a screen are supposed to be manipulated and interacted with, that screens aren't just for passive viewing and consumption. These children have become, as Mark Prensky describes in his writing, digital natives who have grown up in the new digital landscape. And as a result of that, digital is their language of choice. You see, these kids are DFL. They speak digital as a first language. It is their native language. They were born into it. You see, the problem is that people of our generation and of our parents' generations are not digital natives. We don't speak digital as a first language. Do you understand that we are digital immigrants? We're immigrants because we come from another country. We come from a non-digital world. We come from a time and a place before digital technology, and as a result of that, many of us have old country traditions and assumptions about how the world works. You see,
and he goes on. It's a great speech. I'll put this slide deck up in case you want to watch the rest of these presentations. I just really like his quote about teachers' comfort zones. You're not interested in your comfort zone, or your readiness for change. I'm concerned about what kids need. And I've seen that a lot. Our kids are coming in needing more than we're giving them. Probably not in your classroom because you're connected, but we have a lot of teachers still just using, turn to page 9, do this worksheet, answer the questions at the end of the chapter, and it's not enough anymore. We've got to really kind of challenge some of the people that have been doing it the same old way. Kathy Shyrock, I don't have a video on her, but you need to know her. This is her website, Shyrock Guide. She has guides on everything, everything you could possibly want to know how to do. She knows how to do it. And she has a blog. She has her website. You can just go there and find out how to do anything. She had a whole big thing on augmented reality that I was just looking at, and she's just fabulous. So you ever get to see her, she's a great presenter, but she also, you want to bookmark her page because she's great. And Richard Bryan has a whole bunch of YouTube channels, not flamboyant really, and not, but he's got a lot of free things for teachers and just really simple videos that walk you through how to do things. All of his stuff is free, and I really like him. One thing I noticed when I was putting this presentation together is that, and I'll just say it, these are all white people. I'm not finding, when I'm looking at the people that I'm following tech, that I'm following people of color or diversity. And that's because for a long time, that group has not been included in technology. And so as teachers, I work in a high poverty area with lots of diversity, encouraging girls, encouraging people of color to go into this field because it is such a broad field, such a great way to make a living, such a great way to create things, that we want to make sure we're touching our kids to think about this career and think about this field. Because as I'm looking around at who's the tech leaders at the moment, most of them are white and most of them are male, which is nothing wrong with that, but we want to make sure that other people are included. So I thought I'd acknowledge that as I was going through this. So you keep reading that book because you've got that book report. And I know on top of everything else, you're thinking, I don't have time to read a book. Read your book. And then you're going to do your future predictions assignment. This is, you're doing a video. This has to be a video. So either you're doing a screencast or you have somebody videotape you and put it on YouTube. You are presenting this so that I can hear your voice, so I can hear you presenting it. So figure out a way to do that. And 5 minutes long, don't get crazy with it. You're going to decide, are you making future predictions for 10 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now? You're not doing all of them. You just pick one and you make a prediction for that. So hope you have a great week. Hope it's not as stressed as mine. And I will post the whole slide deck in case you want to go back and look at some of these videos. Have a great week.